What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, jojoSPEAKS. Thank you all so much for joining me for this being my 8 p.m. live hot topics show. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to spend your Thursday evening with me and my sister, who will be joining us momentarily. A couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for a brother? Also, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the hot topics or the social commentary that we're discussing on tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share jojoSPEAKS with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know jojoSPEAKS is out here in these YouTube streets. We will get to your comments as soon as Jennifer steps into the room. I do want to mention a couple things really quickly before she gets here. So I know y'all don't want to hear a lot about Donald Trump, but I just thought it was interesting that Donald Trump, he has announced that he and other unnamed investors will be funding a $200 million ballroom in the White House. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the layout of the White House, where they have so many rooms in there, and it's just so interesting to me that he would spend, I'm assuming, taxpayer money, because I'm sure he's not coming out of his pocket with this mess, but he's spending this money to make a ballroom when it's crazy to me. Crazy to me. My mother and I spoke about it earlier. It's something else. I don't know, but anyways, also Busta Rhymes, he received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So shout out to Busta Rhymes. And also Devon Franklin and his newly married wife, or newlywed wife, Maria Castillo. They tied the knot this week. So congratulations to Devon Franklin and his beautiful wife, Maria Castillo. They make a beautiful couple. And I'm so happy that he's happy. I don't know if anyone's watching Divorced Sisters. I believe it's on BET Plus, if I'm not mistaken, but he's actually playing a DL pastor on that show. And I think that's a very interesting role for him to play. I would never have expected for him to play the role of a DL man. Now, I don't believe that there's any gay stuff in the actual show itself, but I think it's just alluded to the fact that he's having a DL relationship. But shout out to him for making that jump, because there are not a lot of heterosexual men that are confident of their own sexuality that would be willing to do one of those types of roles. So shout out to Devon Franklin. Jennifer, how goes it, my love?
It is going. Peace and blessings be unto me. I and you all as well. I love how this
Okay, because I was about to say, well, dang.
Oh! Yes, please, peace be unto you as well. I love this thing. Anyway, today I took a day off to kind of like prepare myself for the cruise. Thank you, Jesus, that he's like,
I forgot you had the day off.
yeah, I had to take it so that I can get out the house and take care of some things and stuff like that. I was gonna get my hair done, but you wanna know what happened?
What happened?
So when I got there, she was like, we can't twist this up.
Why?
You need to swell some more. See, you gotta
Oh,
have somebody that cares for your hair. Even if you come there early and got somebody that ain't money hungry, she said it would not be good for me to twist your hair up, and your last twist did not set into your scalp like it need to. So,
wow. So she knows her stuff for sure, for sure.
oh yeah, so I just went ahead and rescheduled for after the cruise, after everything.
Wow. Are you
So
disappointed with that decision that you had to make? Because I know
I'm
I would be.
I'm elated with that
Wow. Okay.
because I have somebody that cares.
True that. True that.
Because to
Okay.
be
I
honest, the only
understand.
reason why I wanted to get it done, it wasn't for it to look clean. It's really because my scalp isn't all that great. But what she does every time before she goes to wash my hair,
Mm-hmm.
she goes through my hair. She looks at my scalp, she looks at my locks. And she said, "Your scalp looks really good." I was like, "Well, shoot, let me get on out of here. I see you."
Well,
and that's
thank
how that works.
you.
And
Okay.
and it's like she's it's like, I don't feel bad that she's losing money or anything like that because we made the appointment, but she's not gonna do the hair if it doesn't need to be done, if it would cause harm to my locks. And
That's
actually,
awesome. That's awesome
this is the first time she did
that
that.
you have a loctician that cares.
Yeah, in the way beginning, she when I came back to get my hair retwisted, she says, "Something's up with your scalp. Go to
Mm,
the dermatologist." She washed my hair. The flakage that I had was not coming out, and she was concerned by that. She said, "Go to
gotcha.
the dermatologist," and I came back with shampoo from the dermatologist.
Shampoo, yes.
Anywho, Dustin says hi. Hi,
Hey,
Dustin.
Dustin.
Miss Kim says hi at Dustin. She also says, "Hey, J and J." Hello, Miss Kim.
Good evening, Miss Kim. So wonderful to have you with us, my love.
Unveiled Vibration says, "Good evening, Dustin and Miss Kim." Hey, hey, Unveiled Vibrations. You was live last night. Talk about music and stuff. That's good. Miss Kim says, "Hey to Tyrone," and Miss Kim, you be happy to find that I'll do my best to send pictures to the Discord. I found some cruise appropriate clothing at Ross Dress for Less. Um,
Okay.
I found 3 outfits, and I hope to find at least 2 more at a couple of other places this weekend, so I feel like we're onto a good start.
Still considering the matching outfits with Mr. Tyron?
Yeah, but the fit isn't okay. Yes, I would love to have them, but they don't have ones that look good on him. No, I
Okay.
mean, not fit good on him, because he one of the things that he wanted from Amazon finally came in, and he's like, "These people lied to me." He has
Oh
already sent them
no.
back. It came in today, going back today,
Wow. Wow.
and we got water
Wow.
socks. Have you ever seen that before?
And you got what?
Water socks. Like, instead of water shoes, they're water socks. So they're kinda like the water shoes that Tyrone got in the beginning, they had holes in it, and I was like, "You gonna get sand
Hmm.
all up in and through them things." He's like, "Yeah."
Right.
Yeah, so he went ahead and he sent those back too. Um, and he's gonna get some water socks. It's basically gonna cover up the shoe and, sock sand won't be able to get into it. Miss Kim says, "I can't wait to see the looks."
It's going to be awesome to see. It's going to be awesome to see. So I just want to pick up on a story that we told last week with this whole, I don't know if it's a controversy, but there are a lot of rumors going around concerning Deion Sanders and Miss Karuchi Tran. And so Claudia Jordan came out saying that Deion Sanders' ex-fiance, Tracy Edmonds, asked Karuchi Tran if she was dating Deion, and she allegedly responded no. And I also saw another video of Deion Sanders in an interview with a young man. I'm not exactly sure who he was or what podcast it was on, but he asked him if he was dating Karuchi Tran or if there was something going on between he and Karuchi. And he said, "Oh, I think I got a bad signal." And he exited the room. So, um, I don't know if I know what to pick up from that. I know what it leads me to think. It leads me to think that there's something going on between the two, because if there was nothing going on, you would just said no and move on to the next question. But it's possibility that he wants the people to still be thinking that they might be going out. There's might be something there. Who knows? Y'all know Deion Sanders moves his own way and does what he wants to do. So it is what it is. Not that I won't say not that we would care, not that I would care necessarily, but a lot of people are interested in what is possibly going on between them. Jennifer, I saw you had your hand raised. What were you going to say?
I said, "It's none of our business." Just gonna
Agreed. It is none of our
whatever
business.
y'all wanna do.
Right. They're both grown. She's a grown woman. He's a grown man. If they are together, I hope they're happy. If they're not together, I hope their friendship is great. So there's that. There's that. And there's that's all that needs to be that needs to be said about that. So during Michelle Obama's one of her recent podcasts, she explained that she doesn't like watching ESPN, and she doesn't like watching ESPN because of all the screaming and the hollering, and it doesn't seem like anyone's getting along. And she compared the ESPN anchors to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she even name dropped Stephen A. Smith. And some people are saying that she said that he would be a great housewife. I did not necessarily hear her say that per se. It's been a couple of days since I actually listened to the video, but I just looked at the picture that I took of it, and that's what it said in the caption post. But Stephen A. Smith said that he was salty about this. Now he did give
Surprise,
Michelle Obama.
surprise.
So, oh, right, exactly, of course. Now, he did give her accolades, saying that she's one of the smartest, most beautiful first ladies that we've ever had. He looks up to her. She's an amazing woman, all that good stuff, which, I understand why he said that, Jennifer. I really do get that because he needs to preface his reaction by, letting people know that he's not hating on her. And he didn't say anything bad about Michelle Obama, but what he did say was one of the reasons why he was upset with Michelle Obama is because during one of the campaign rallies for Kamala Harris, she said that a vote for Trump is a vote against women. And he had an issue with that. He went on to say that, some people have issues with other things that may be more important to them than, I guess the life of women and their ability to choose what they want to do. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Was she lying?
No, she wasn't. Not at all. Not to me, at least.
That's
Like
all I got.
I don't think she was lying at all. Because if you're going to vote for a man who called Rosie O'Donnell and all these other women every single name in the book, paying whores to do what it is that he wants them to do, who is allegedly in the Jeffrey Epstein files, which means that we may have a pedo in the White House right about now. He's trying to cover up. JD Vance was supposed to be doing some type of, meeting about it. And he said, oh, no, we're not doing that. Okay. They are flubbing this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But anyways, so Stephen A went on to say, he was upset with her because there are some men whose priorities as far as who they're going to vote for may not be looking towards women and their plight, but towards the economy, towards immigration, towards other things that are more important to them that they may feel as though Donald Trump may be able to handle better than Kamala Harris. So I understand that, but it's not like Michelle Obama was lying. But again, that's the reason why Stephen A. Smith has the job that he has and why he has the podcast that he has, because he's extremely outspoken. He tends to not have a favorable opinion as many who may watch his stuff. He's who he is. He is who he is. And so I don't know. Well, me being a gay man, maybe I would not have taken offense to a comment like that, even though I don't see myself in that way. But I don't think Michelle was out of line for saying what she said. That was her opinion. She didn't say anything disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Stephen A. Smith felt emasculated by the fact that she compared ESPN anchors to Real Housewives of Atlanta. He did not mention that during his response. But I imagine that might be a feeling that he felt, comparing men to women. I don't know what the case is, but Jennifer, I saw your reaction while I was setting up this story. So what was your opinion on all of it, like altogether?
I feel like the comparison is accurate.
It
And
is.
anybody would be able to put those two together like, well, okay, yes, because of how they act outside and inside, okay?
Yes.
And they use, in my opinion, those tactics to keep the clicks, to keep the clips so they can, always have something up about him and what he's saying. I am not surprised that he wanted to go against the first lady, because him going against the first lady will get him more clicks and
Right.
views, like any housewife of anything would do. So yeah, that it doesn't surprise me. I knew about the first part. I heard what she said, and she was not lying. Now,
Right.
it would be smart for him to just not say anything, but
It's Stephen A. Smith.
it's Stephen
Come
A.
on.
Smith.
Right.
That's who we're talking about. And we're talking about an opinion as well. It's like, you should be able to let an opinion, roll off your back. But let's once again, we're talking about Stephen A. Smith. He wants to be seen. So he's gonna
Right,
say whatever he wants to, especially on the back of what's the name? Michelle Obama. But I believe he's doing what he wants to do, excuse me, doing what he can to continue to remain relevant.
right. Yeah,
And this does not make me have any more or less respect for him. I hardly have any for it now, for him now. It doesn't make things any better because I knew he was at the bottom of the totem pole in my heart. So it did not, I didn't,
it didn't move you. No
no,
way.
not one bit. But once again, she was not lying.
She really wasn't. She really wasn't at all. And that's what shows like Pardon the Interruption, which I used to love to watch. I can't remember what the host names were, but they are very entertaining the way they go back and forth, and talk about sports stuff. And the First Take, which I think Stephen A. Smith originated that with Skip Bayless. The thing is they're going back and forth about
Mhm.
different things in sports. So you know Michelle Obama was telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? There was no lie in her in her depiction of how ESPN runs things,
Cause,
and
cause
that's
it's certainly not just about sports. They going into people's family, into their personal
mm,
lives and stuff like that, and, really getting you remember when he was over there talking about Bronny and all that stuff, and LeBron, and how he needs
yeah.
to be a better father? Like, what are you doing?
And LeBron had to step to him in person. Okay,
And
yes,
and then he was like, "Well, he shoulda, oh, so now you a puss. Not now you oh, okay."
Ninja, please.
See, that's why I can't do with him, Jonathan. I cannot.
I understand.
Cannot,
He's
because
he's
if
a
you
bit
don't
much.
people that have mouths like that need to have the capabilities to back those things up, at least the cojones to say something to the man's face, but no.
Right.
I thought that he might have had the cojones to say something to the man's face, but no. He really is B-word made. He really is. You can see it. He's just mouth. That's all he has.
That video of LeBron confronting him was filmed from the back, so you really couldn't see what Stephen A. Smith's reaction was, but you can kind of see in his body that he kind of, he kind of,
Yeah.
straightened up a little bit. Know what I mean?
Because after being behind the camera for so long and being somewhat untouchable, and after all these years of him speaking disparagingly about him and his family, oh, so now you want to take the time because I crossed the line. Well, I mean, you usually wouldn't. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't like people like that, and I never will have respect for Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, you could take that to the bank and cash it.
Okay, I understand. And Stephen A. Smith did clarify that he did vote for Kamala Harris in the most recent presidential
I still
election.
don't believe it. I don't believe that. He can say that out
Wow.
loud all he want. I don't believe that.
Wow.
Because it looks better for him to
It
say
does.
that now.
It does.
Would he have said that out loud back when they were running?
No, he didn't. He
Okay,
didn't. He didn't. He didn't endorse anybody during the election. So
but I promise you, I very much so lean towards he voted for that man.
yeah, I understand. I understand why
Mhm.
you would have made that assumption. I
Please
really do.
forgive all of my sass and
It's okay. Some topics get you all riled up, and hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Any comments, girl?
um Miss Kim. Okay, wait, hold on. Unveiled Vibration says, yes, J and J. Yes, I was live last night, talked about US versus UK, Rashida, and my most recent song I produced. Okay.
That's awesome. And once again, I already texted Tyrone, but Tyrone, I'm so sorry that I missed your show last night. I'll be sure to make the next one. I'll be sure to be
And
there.
we'll send out the reminders again through Discord again.
Right, yeah, and I literally put in a reminder in my calendar that I'm going to be there for the next one. So I got you on the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you. Miss Kim says the matching outfits don't have to be identical, Jen. I know. But it's been difficult, sis, to find anything remotely close. Um,
Wow.
Tyrone can wear something like a blue, like a light blue polo and some khaki shorts, and you can wear a light blue sundress. I'll keep my eyes open for that, for sure.
J- Jennifer, quick question before you read the next comment. Are those UFOs behind your head?
Something like that.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
look, look.
That's what it looked like. I got two of them in there. Two
Yeah.
of them.
Well,
Those don't look like
maybe
planes.
maybe they're flying cars.
Oh, okay. As if that's
Yeah.
any better.
Thanks. Um, Miss Kim says I'm not terribly bothered about exactly Dion and Karuchi. Yeah, that's her name.
Mhm.
Um, she seems to really care for him. Yeah, they're both
She
adults.
does.
It's none of our business, and that's really what I'm feeling for this
Right.
because if they are, if they're not, like, why do we have to get a name for it? I don't know why, but for this situation, I really don't.
But you know it's because we nosy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah,
people are extremely nosy, and you know when people are in the spotlight, it's easy to talk about them more than your friends or your family or others that you may know.
after just thinking about it for a second, I think it's because it's Deion Sanders. He's had his share of wives, not a whole lot now. His
Just two,
the
just
two
two.
his two marriages, and it's like whatever he's doing. I've never seen him as somebody that is doing nasty or doing weird stuff like some football legends. But
Okay, we're gonna get to him in the next topic, but go ahead.
okay, but I don't. If they are, if they're not, whatever, man. God bless them. He's never, to me, he's never been one of those men
Problematic.
that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe him and his faith and all that stuff. I remember listening to his story about how he became saved. It's a
Hmm.
really good story. He wanted it.
Mm.
He wanted to off himself. Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus got him from the brink, honey.
Wow. He'll do it
Uh,
for you.
Unveiled Vibration says, Miss Kim, I need some new khakis. I need a I need a light blue polo, LOL. Thanks. But Mayor,
Hey, Mother, thanks so much for being here.
he says, good evening. Unveiled Vibration says, hello. Miss Kim says, it was an example. Y'all can wear matching colors. I'm gonna leave that alone. Mamir says hello to Tyrone, and Miss Kim says hello to Mamir. Miss Kim says Stephen A is annoying. Who you telling, sis? Mamira says hello to Miss Kim. Vel Vibration says, Miss Kim, I agree with matching colors. Just got Jen to settle down on a color or two. I got one already in mind for that. What she purchased today. Oh, okay, cool. All right. I was like, what are you talking about? Am I too colorful? Do I want too much? Anyway, Mamira says, I guess we know what First Lady feels about the Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, she loves that kind of carrying on.
Okay.
Okay, but she is right. Them ESPN people ain't no better. Dustin says, "Hope everybody's having a great weekend evening,
We are. We are. Thank you so much for checking up on us, Dustin.
especially having this day off. It's amazing."
Yes.
Amir says, "Miss Kim, how did the thrifting go?" Yeah, good question. And did you find any vintage Gucci? I'm amazed you can find such treasures at American thrift shops. Canadians must be buried with their designer stuff. LOL. Understood.
Mm,
They don't give that designer stuff away, huh?
okay.
Okay, Mamera says, "How did Dustin Butler?" And there you go.
All right. So there's another lawsuit that's being done here, and another lawsuit against Shannon Sharp. Not only Shannon Sharp, but as well as Ocho Cinco and Shay
What?
Shay Media for $20 million. I believe
For what?
it's for defamation. They were talking about this woman. You know how in Usher's concert he does. Your hand is still up. In Usher's in Usher's concert, he does this thing with like a cherry with one of the
Yes.
females, and so they were talking about her moment with Usher, and they were saying that oh well, she's married, and her husband's going to leave her, and she turns out to be a very important person in corporate America, and so they were defaming her. She first of all, she's not even married. Okay, she ain't got no kids and nothing like that. And so they're literally spreading lies about this woman who they can probably see on their TV screen as they're talking about her. And she even asked them, could you guys please not do that stuff? Could you guys take that down? Because, she did this before she filed a lawsuit now. But she said, please don't disparage my name no more because it's really not necessary. But they continue doing it anyways. And now Chad Ochocinco, Shannon Sharp, and Shay Shay Media are being sued for $20 million for defamation. And she's got a case because the woman is not married. The woman ain't got no kids. This really could have garnered some type of issue with her work because, as I stated that she's very high up in corporate America, and so with these two men pretty much trashing her on a podcast that's being listened to by millions, people are going to actually think that they know what they're talking about, so they're going to take their word as truth. As gospel truth. That's the gospel truth. They're going to take what they're saying as truth. And so I think Tasha K is the best example of you can't be on these platforms spreading malicious lies, not saying allegedly, and spreading random stuff just
And,
for a
and
click and a view.
and not even having a disclaimer. Dude, I was like, that's what I want to know. Do they have a disclaimer at the beginning of their show or anything like that?
I don't believe they
Because
do.
when you only go, because a lot of us talk about people with assumptions, right? And
Absolutely.
but also too, why wouldn't you at least cut that part out of that particular episode and repost it?
Right. It's especially when she's literally asking you. Now I'm sure that they didn't know that she was going to sue because I'm sure if she told them that she would sue, they would probably take it down lickety split.
I think
Because
I think she went ahead and did a cease and desist after asking. I bet you she did. They did.
probably.
I bet you.
But Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, they was going back and forth about money that they owed each other, and one of them saying that their pockets ain't as fat as they used to. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, let this be a lesson to all of you who are on these platforms. Watch what you say, and if you're saying something, at least fact check that. Okay, at least fact check it. Jennifer, what's your response to the fact that they spread all these lies about this woman who was just having herself a good old time seeing Usher, and having him serenade her with the cherry and putting it in her mouth and out of her mouth and all that good stuff?
I personally believe that they were really just having fun, having a funny conversation. Because
Right.
I've seen their stuff, but once you realize you crossed the line, then we apologize and alter the content for the person's sake. And I
Yeah.
think their problem is feeling like I'm up here and this random person is down here, and why would
Hmm.
I think that's what messed them up. Thinking that, nothing would come of this. And we can't sell people short. I think that's the lesson in this one. Let's not
Absolutely.
sell anybody short because everybody has their boundaries and issues and concerns. And if somebody has an issue with how you talked about me, I know it was
Hmm.
a key, but this is how you made me look. And this is disparaging. These are lies. I think their ears should have perked up when they said these are lies. I'm not a married woman, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
These are lies about me. Somebody's producer should have said, but then again, for all we know, somebody producer did say, and
Probably
they
did.
still were like, yeah, whatever. Oh,
She
okay.
she ain't nobody. Well, turns out she is somebody.
And
Okay.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you about my God.
Tell me.
When you do wrong by people, we saw it with a lot of like with Harvey Weinstein.
Hmm.
It started and it kept going
Yeah.
with R. Kelly, with Diddy, with shoot.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, now we have with all them people, and then that's just those the schmexual stuff.
Right.
I'm talking about anyone that's doing wrong by people, whether it's business, just doing wrong by people. When they start to get exposed,
Hmm.
it's not going to stop until you decide to repent.
Right. And come out with the truth, honey. Set yourself free. The truth will set you free, honey.
Okay,
Okay.
free yourself like Fantasia told you to do. Listen to
Yes.
Fanny. Listen to Fanny.
Listen to her. Listen, because she always got a word for somebody.
Oh, okay, but it's never wrong though. She got that word in her mouth though.
Never.
'cause she been through life. That's another reason why she's so important because we saw with our own eyes everything she went through. It was
Right.
out there.
She
She
even
got
had a
so much.
reality show.
Yes.
We saw her family was doing her. Child, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
So when she on that stage, everything wears on her. We can see it all on her.
Hmm.
The downs, but that victory shines so bright, and she's able to tell somebody, "I see what you're going through. I was there." And
Right.
we all know it because we were there when she was there. Now we there. So
Okay, that woman has a testimony, honey.
yeah.
Okay.
You see how talking about Fantasia uplifted me in this moment?
I do. I do. After that Stephen A. Smith slump, I see you have risen again.
Okay. You know, I'm looking at my hair. I said, "My hair about as long as Ashley,"
Oh, Ashley Miller. Yes, it is.
and Ashley been growing hers for a minute.
For almost 10 years, I think. She's had her loss for a long
Yeah.
time.
And look at where my hair is. Jonathan, Jonathan, that's your name.
Yes. Yes.
Miss Kim says, "Mamae, I didn't go thrifting. I ended up going to Bath and Body Works. What'd you get for Bath and Body Works?" And with my mom. And then we got barbecue for lunch. I'm off work tomorrow, so I'll do some thrifting tomorrow. What you get from Bath and Body Works? I'm curious. Amira says, "Miss Kim, that sounds like a great Saturday." Yeah, yeah, that was a good one, especially the barbecue part. Yummy.
Okay. Yes, it does. Whew, y'all. So this story actually came out, I think maybe about 2 weeks ago, but I just never was able to get to it. So actress Laverne Cox, trans activist, I think Jennifer knows where I'm going with this. She revealed that she was in a 3-year relationship with a young man of the white persuasion, and he just so happened to be a MAGA Trump supporter. And there are a lot of people who have opinions about this. Angelica Ross, who was another trans woman who played Candy on the TV show Pose. She was also in American Horror Story. She said that she's known Laverne Cox for a long time. They're really good friends, and she's only known Laverne to date white men. So that did not surprise her that she was dating a white man. And apparently, the love interests that she's been with on TV have also been white men. So here's my thing. If Laverne Cox, first of all, the fact that she wanted to admit that to the world is beyond my anything that's in my mind. Like, I'm shocked that she felt free enough. But I guess she's like, it's whatever. We're not together
I
anymore.
think
But
it's that's her world. This is what
yeah,
she knows, and she's man.
she's just telling her truth. But there was a lot of shock and awe about that, and I was surprised myself. However, if Laverne was with a man that was loving her right for 3 years, and they were doing their thing, then that's Laverne's decision to date a MAGA supporter. Now, I don't know if that was a point of contention in their relationship. A lot of times politics can tear a family apart. But hey, a lot of times you figure that stuff out before you get together. But anyway, so apparently she probably knew this early on. I would only assume that she knew this early on. But I'm not going to get down on her for the people that she decides to be with. Because if she wants to do that, so be it. That's her life. She does what she wants to do in her life. She's not hurting nobody. She's not bringing anybody any pain or any dread, any mischief, whatever. She's just living her life. But I just have to say that I was extremely surprised. Not only that she admitted that, but just the fact that she was dating a white MAGA supporter like that. I don't know if I could personally do that myself, because just as Michelle Obama said, when you vote for that man, for me, that tells me that you are in agreement with at least a little bit of what Donald Trump believes. And if you are in agreement with just a little bit of what Donald Trump believes, we don't need to converse. We don't need to conversate. We have nothing to say to each other. I'm sorry. We can be cordial. I can say hey to you. You can say hey to me from across the room. But that's all we need to talk about. Or we can talk about other subjects. Maybe there are things that we have in common. But let's not talk about politics, because we're just going to go down a very dark road, and we don't want that to happen. Jennifer, I saw your reaction when I first said Laverne Cox's name. So, what was your reaction to her revelation? Not her revelation, but her admission.
The bulk of my reaction is that I didn't send you this video of like an interview slash podcast or something like that Laverne did afterwards.
Oh.
She had I hate that I didn't send that clip to you that I saw that one morning. But the clip basically was someone, I believe they might have been trans as well,
Hmm.
but she apparently had the conversation that everyone was having, including T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison went in on Laverne Cox.
Mm.
Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
So when I find it, I'm gonna make sure you see
Please,
it.
please do.
But T.S., went in on about her, but it's like it wasn't nasty now.
Okay,
It wasn't
because
nasty.
TS can get nasty.
Yeah, but TS, was not, going in on another TS, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, but there was a person in this panel of people that Laverne Cox was talking to on this thing. And I think the pronouns were they. So they basically gathered her in
Wow.
the in the most motherly, fatherly, I'm just trying to let you know what we see kind of way.
Hmm.
Sisterly, all the genders lead, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
In every kind of way that we can, with love, gather.
Hmm.
Because and the way that she was reacting to it, she wasn't dismissive. You can tell that Laverne Cox was not dismissive in the space.
Okay.
Um, it's almost seemed like, wow, she's making some good points. That's what it seemed like she was saying in her face, but she wasn't saying anything out loud. But
Right.
what this person was saying was how when you say that this is what you're saying about what you're okay with. And there's
Right.
you're okay with being in a relationship that does not support you.
Hmm.
F everybody around here.
Right.
He don't support you.
Right. And your plight.
And your plight and what you fight for, what you stand for, what we've heard her talk so much about and to be honest, I was so surprised to hear that that's who she was with because of the way that she would be speaking up for her community so
Right.
staunchly, so with so much strength, so out loud, and even to the point where it seems like not argumentative, but just standing strong in how she feels. And this is who you decide to date.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
It's sad, and it makes me want to ask, how do you feel about yourself?
Right.
What kind of love do you deserve?
Hmm.
These are the questions that make, I'm not saying that you hate yourself. No. What kind of love do you feel you deserve? Because
Yeah.
that, my dear, is second rate. 3 years of second rate love.
Hmm.
3 years of being tolerated.
That's it right there. That's it right there. That, if toleration is all you got from me, we don't need to do nothing. We don't need to do
No.
nothing. No.
Toleration and sex. That's what, in my opinion, that's all that relationship was. I don't know that
Right.
relationship in and out, but toleration and sex, because I tolerate having you around, but I'm going to tote these ideals and values outside and apparently inside of my home.
And I think there's something to be said that we don't know who this man is, because it seems like maybe he did not want to be seen with you or wanted to be known that he was
And that's another.
dating
Let me
you.
let me see. Prophetess sister Miss Kim. She said tolerated and hidden.
Hidden, yes, hidden. I mean, did his family even know that you were dating him, girl?
That's not love. So I really hope that this space, because she held space for people to talk to her and with her.
Hmm.
Maybe she felt like maybe there's something more that I can learn from this uprising of people talking about this, that, and third, and what I said and stuff like that. So
Right.
I really hope that she's heard the people, and I hope she does some work on Laverne Cox.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way, but thank you so much for opening my eyes because I was like, if she want to do that, go do it. But I didn't think of what she was sacrificing to
At
be,
what
and I'm
cost?
right, exactly, and I'm more than positive that he was a fine white man. I
Well,
I
yes.
fully expect for that man to be a good-looking Abercrombie model-looking type
Oh,
dude.
yes.
Like, I'm sure he was falling, but at the same time, you sacrifice that for love. You sacrifice that for respect, because
Respect don't come with that.
it really don't. It really do not. Because Donald Trump don't respect nobody. And seemingly his supporters seem not to either. But that's seemingly. That's why I said seemingly, because I don't know about all the Trump supporters, but birds of a feather, tend to fly together. But hey, it is what it is. But yes, I was, like I said, I was shocked that she said that, admitted that.
But this I love, I think we've been saying this a lot in this season. A lot has been coming out. Getting it out helps more people have thought processes in your process, so
Mhm.
that you can be like, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
Because just having your own process, we always have to remember our thought process is not the only one. It doesn't make
right.
it right, it doesn't make it wrong, it doesn't make it the superior one. It's just another one. And we sometimes we may need to have other people that love us. And I could tell the panel that was talking to her loved her, but was giving it to her raw because it sounded like she needed to hear that so that she
Yeah,
can, when she steps out, she needs to be looking for love that is for Laverne Cox. Not
absolutely.
not for the time being, not for being tolerated, not for just being some stranger's girl, mm. And when I say stranger, somebody that's not here for us,
Right.
because I wouldn't even believe that they're here for Black people,
Exactly.
much less, our, TS brothers and sisters.
That's
Anywho,
it.
Miss I get a little.
I understand, but it's valid though. It's valid.
Miss Kim said we got hand soaps, candles, and body wash. Okay, I need to know the scent of the candles and the body wash. Thank you. God bless you. Um, Miss Kim says Laverne Cox dating a MAGA cop. A MAGA cop. He was a cop.
Oh
Tracks.
wow.
She's one of those kind of activists. Yeah, yeah. Um, Mamera says, Miss Kim, good luck tomorrow. I love thrifting too. I go for vintage household stuff and what my husband calls junk.
I like the way you put that, Mamir. I love the way you put that. Okay, because it ain't junk to you. That's all that
Okay,
matters.
go ahead, Jonathan.
So apparently in Arkansas, and believe there's Missouri, we're having an uprising of white only type of areas. I don't know if they're even cities or counties or whatever the case might be. And
They're
they're
building towns.
towns. Okay. Thank you for that. Um, and so I don't know what the TikTok sphere is saying about this, but apparently there are some who feel like we care. There are some that feel like we have something against that, where me personally, I'm like, if that's what you want to do, I mean, so be it. I mean, it puts a highlight on how you conduct yourself and what your race relation ideals are, where they sit, and how they and how they manifest, and what you say about others, and not only whites only. They don't want any Jews, and they don't want anybody in the LGBTQIA plus community to be a part of their circle, I guess we could say. We don't care. Like, we don't give a damn. If you want to go off and out into the boondocks and do what you want to do it. Okay, as long as you're safe, as long as you're not hurting nobody. Even though is what you're doing is literally. We all know that. However, as long as you're being safe about it, just do your own thing. But we don't care if you want to go off and do it and do your own thing. But the one of the main differences between those of us who are in the African American community and those in the white community, it seems like we're a lot more accepting of others joining us and joining our circles and joining our groups, whereas some white folks are a little more standoffish, maybe a little more apprehensive. Not to say that they would just say, no, you can't come here, you can't sit with us, but it seems like that we are a little bit quicker. That's not saying all of us, but just as in a generality, if that's even a word, it seems like we are a little more accepting of others who are not a part of our groups or our circles
Black
or our
community.
communities.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if that's what you want to do, so be it. But just understand that that tells each and every one of us on the outside that you are racist. Go ahead, Jennifer.
I like how you put the emphasis on the racist.
Because that's what it is. Racism all day long.
You better
Ain't
call it
nothing
out,
to it.
Jonathan. Ain't nothing to it
That's
but to
all it
mean
is.
it. So yes, the first community is being built up. Um, I think they were calling it "Return to the Land." That's what they're calling it.
Mm,
What's funny is that the land in the Ozarks, Arkansas. That's where it is. The
okay.
the first of many. They want to go in all 50 states,
Oh, wow.
but they're referring to it as "Back to the Land." And of course, the first thing we're all is like, "Back to the land." If you want to go back to the land, you need to go back to your land.
Which is England. The literal land.
Scotland, I mean, wherever you came from,
Because it ain't over here.
okay, go to your do your 23andMe. You going back to the land to Native American Native American lands, girl. Okay. Anyway, so I saw somewhat of like a news thing or whatever talking about how we're just going trying to really conserve our values and just being able to to take control of who our neighbors are, which is
Mhm.
wonderful. Personally, when I first heard this, I said, "Great, leave us alone." You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you ain't got
But
to be nowhere near me.
the problem is, unfortunately, what comes with entitlement
Mm,
means that you don't have to face anything. You don't have to fight for anything. And
mm.
unfortunately, there's a lot of Caucasianites out there that want so much to have some kind of a fight. Jonathan,
Mhm.
well, let me give you your whole name. William Jonathan Lee McCullum, okay? I saw a video today.
Mm.
There's this Caucasianite, okay? He was talking to I believe either he was a hoodoo practitioner or
Mm.
maybe voodoo is possible, but he worked with, spirits and things of that nature. When I looked at him, I trust my Shando. I see that he's positive and he's good. Good, good, good.
Right.
Basically, what this Caucasian man was asking for, he wanted a taste of the devil. He wanted to be intertwined with him and
Wow.
negative things of the occult. And what I love about this black man said, so it was just really sad.
Mhm.
This black man was basically saying, you want to get tangled up in something you don't know about to basically kind of prove that it's real
Mm.
and
Mhm.
have something go wrong in your life. And he basically confirmed, like, nothing really happens to me at all,
He
so
wants some action.
basically. And this man says, well, I deal with a curse every day
Mm.
as a black man. And
Mm.
of course, he did his best to clean that up. Well, I do acknowledge that, and he
Of
says, yeah, that
course.
sounds like entitlement. That sounds
Okay.
like you. But he said that black man, I feel with the pity in his heart. You can hear the pity in his heart.
Mhm.
He said, I can't do this. He wants to do all of this, play around with this just so he can feel something, and then y'all tell me in 2 weeks he dead. I'm through. And he stood
Wow.
and walk out.
Wow. Wow.
People want the foolishness, and I say all that to say this. So, being that some sects of people want to fight so much about something,
Mhm.
oh, this is going to get them riled up. Like they get us riled up. When
Yeah.
you have something over there, then I don't like that. So if I do it, you're gonna be upset too. So now people popping up on Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff talking about, well, I hear the black people are upset because these people are having their own getting their own community. And we've had to say, like, first of all, who said that? That's
Okay,
number
because we
one.
didn't.
Because you know how much I scroll on TikTok. I ain't
Right.
seen nobody,
Okay.
nothing about nothing. Congratulations, please. So it feels like they just doing it just so they can get a rise out of somebody.
Hmm.
Nobody's gonna march because you finding your own way to get out of our way. And then who's jealous of y'all being in Ozark, Arkansas?
Not I, said the cat.
You don't want to go there, Jonathan?
No.
You sure?
Hell no. I'm positive.
But yeah, God bless him. Amira says why this is a problem is because they will hold on. They will be a very big force in their voting constituencies. Even on municipal levels, it is dangerous, in my opinion. To be honest, Mamir, let me tell you let me tell you something. Sweetness, my love, I do care. We have been hit with this stuff all of our lives. Though there was so much fighting and stuff like that, if
Hmm.
it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? When they win and do whatever, it's nothing new. So, it doesn't really bother me. Like, I don't did you hear about all the gerrymandering that they're trying to do? Tyrone, I'm sorry, Jonathan.
In
Jonathan
Texas,
in Texas, yeah.
yes, I've heard, and apparently some people in the Senate or the House or whatever have disappeared or of some sort. Some
All of
Democrats.
all of the Democrats in the Texas, representation
Hmm.
went out of state, some to Chicago, some to, New York, and some to other places with the
Yeah.
help of other people,
Hmm.
basically, so they couldn't help to vote on whether or not they're gonna be doing this thing.
Right.
So, this is nothing new. Once
Nothing at
again,
all.
in Arkansas and then in Arkansas too, they already a red state. Child, please.
Okay.
It's nothing new. The mayor says, "Sorry, municipality is basically like a county." No, I understand. I understand. Yeah. That county was already red before they even stepped foot in there. It's okay. But yeah, it's nothing new. They can have their own, but they're gonna really be upset when they can't have a quesadilla that tastes good.
Okay, I saw another TikTok that said, while you're at it, why don't you make sure you not use any inventions made by
Oh,
Black people? So be sure y'all not using no traffic lights. Make sure you're not using no fire extinguishers in the midst of a fire. Make sure you're not eating no peanut butter because we did that too. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you go all the way. If you're going to
all the
commit,
way.
make sure you commit, honey.
That's
Okay.
how I feel. And when you upset about your chicken ain't never tasting good, okay.
Okay, no season. Anyways, I want to get to the social commentary topic really quickly. Thank you. Shout out to Ms. Kim for sending me this topic. So, Trick Daddy was on Nene Leaks's talk show. Oh, looks like you're about to get up and walk out. And he said that he does not want to date any women over 35. He doesn't want to do that
As if he could
because
get with somebody with 45.
and he said it's because they're too high maintenance and that they are too damaged from previous relationships and they have high expectations and all this good stuff and um you know it's only men who are in positions like his who can say things like that. Because if you're looking at your regular, degular, smegular 45-year-old man, I don't know how old Trick Daddy is, but your regular,
He ain't
degular,
45. I
smegular,
bet you he 50.
I'm sure
Look,
she's at least 50. I was being a nice
let
girl.
me do my Google shit, please.
Not the majority of those men in his age group cannot say the same thing because if you want a younger woman, you're gonna have to come with something other than just a hot DICK. Okay, you're gonna have to
He's
come.
52.
Oh, 52. Understood. Okay, so only men who are in his position who got themselves a little bit of money can afford to have a woman who may be younger than 35. But if you're just your regular guy, I mean, you gotta have something special for a woman who's 35 or younger to want to be with a 50-year-old. And that's no shade to anyone who's over 50. I'm just making a point as, a lot of times, we have to be smarter about our dating lives and, our expectations when it comes to our potential partners and things of that nature. I'm not surprised that Trick Daddy said this whatsoever. And Trick Daddy's in a position where he can literally afford to have a woman who is 35 years or younger. But at the same time, I don't know if a woman who's over 35 would want to put up with his BS. Even though he can cook, I'll admit that the man can cook, and a lot of women like that men who can cook. But, but it is what it is. No matter what age you are, you're free to date whoever you want. Just as far as I'm concerned, I know what I like to see when it comes to relationships, and the majority of the time, I like to see people who are within a similar age group. But hey, if you're with someone who might be older or younger than you, go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing. You are a grown person. As long as they're over the age of 18, go for it. Go for it. If you can afford to do it, go for it. Who am I to tell you that you can't date anyone that you want to date? But understand that people who are looking from the outside in are going to have opinions about your relationship. Jennifer, what were your thoughts on Trick Daddy's standards when it comes to the age of the women that he's going to date?
The reason why he feels that way, Jonathan, is because he doesn't want to answer to anyone.
Understand. Understood.
Because I'm not saying all young girls are stupid, but I don't know if you were watching Love and Hip Hop, at least a little bit of it, Love and Hip Hop Miami, when he had this girl that he was basically trying to put his stamp of approval on, like
Wasn't she disrespecting Trina or something during that season?
yes, and
Okay.
she had braces as well.
Okay.
He was young and dumb,
Right.
and I think he needs to say that because that's what he wants.
Right.
Someone that's dumb. So when I do go out and do whatever I want to do, I can throw money in your face. I
Exactly.
can throw a little bit of lies to your face. But an
Right.
older woman that is seasoned, and this is another thing about being seasoned,
Hmm.
and the way he says it, dealing with the trauma of previous relationships. Yeah, because they did
What you
what
do.
you want to do.
Right.
So being that they've been through it before, they catch your BS before you continue to do the things you do. They out the door without you even knowing that they left.
Before you even sneak out the door, they already on the porch waiting for you. Where you going?
Yeah. So and then a lot of time, especially older grown women, there's no amount of money that's going to keep me from having peace.
Right.
So when you are with younger women, that'll shut them up for a little bit, and
Hmm.
he wants to be able to shut them up.
Yes.
So that's
Absolutely.
why he feels the way he feels. Look at here. When I child, when I heard that, uh, sir, he has a lot of nerve. Let me tell you what my friend Kim said. I'm gonna have to get her to read a friend of mine or something like that. She says,
Okay.
"Daddy looks like an old leather purse. He's ignorant. I don't see a woman of any age trying to get with him.
Oh
Somebody
Lord.
that think he got good enough money to hold on to them, yeah, they going over there.
Hmm.
They going over there for sure. He got a restaurant and he be up on these podcasts and such, and he sell seasoning. Oh,
Okay.
they over there.
Okay.
Unveiled this is going back. Unveiled Vibration says my biggest question is what will those communities do when they run out of resources that they have?
Mm. Yeah.
Are they going to get it from non-whites or result to stealing like their ancestors?
Oh.
Unveiled Vibration says over 35 are not easily manipulated.
Right.
Have
Okay.
fun with that, man.
Yeah.
um, Miss Kim says Trick Daddy takes his clothes off. The woman turns into a pillar of salt.
Oh no. I can tell you, like when I first saw the change in his appearance, I was just shocked, and he sort of kind of still looks like that in a way. And
That's what I'm saying, it's like, to be real, he was never
no, not even when he was skinny back in the day when he first came out. You don't know
okay.
now, okay?
He
Um,
looked rough then too.
right, you know what I'm
The only
saying?
thing that was appeasing to me with that video was not Trick Daddy,
Trina,
but, Trina.
okay?
Shoot.
I need
You
to
know
add that
now how?
song to my chopped and screw list because that is a hit, honey. That you don't know that.
Uh-uh.
Anyways, any more comments, Jennifer?
Unveiled Vibration says them young girls will hurt you faster than these seasoned women. It that is possible because when a young girl finally gets that they have been played,
Mm,
they
revenge, honey.
yeah,
Revenge. They're
because
gonna put you on blast like a mother.
a lot of times the older women, that's been through it, been over it, they'll be like, "Okay,
They don't
whatever,
have time
goodbye."
for that.
Yeah,
That's
and
why all these younger women are suing all these famous black men,
they got
okay?
the
Because
energy.
exactly, okay? They got time and energy and apparently money to pay these lawyers to to file these lawsuits for them, honey, okay?
Okay. Unveiled Vibration says, "LOL, Miss Kim, salt." They will fly away like bats out of Hades.
Oh, my lord. Fly away out of the room, honey. I don't want to do nothing with you, sir. No, thank you. Anyways, Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and give the people your social media contacts before we get out of here, girl?
If I can find them. Um,
Every time I say girl, I just reminded of that scene where Chance is talking about him having problems with Kenya, and Alex says, "More problems with little Keisha."
that's not her name.
No problems with little Keisha. That line just takes me out every single.
Absolutely. You know what? That's why I wasn't looking at the right banners. My bad.
Uh-oh.
Go. I was like, "Where's my stuff?"
And see, I
Anyway,
was trying to fill time in while you was
you
looking
did
for it and
that. Okay,
everything.
look
I
okay,
did. Thank you.
nothing. I am Delighted the Leo. Go ahead and follow me at Delighted the Leo, not only on TikTok, but also on YouTube. I do have my own channel and I go live every Monday at 9 p.m. to decompress on Mondays. So join us for that. And we also have Faithful Warrior Ministries, myself, my husband, as well as this one over here. Uh, we all come together and pray and enjoy some time together in fellowship. So join us for some good times of prayer and just enjoying each other's faces and stuff like that. Okay, go ahead.
All right, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is jojo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. And my Cash App is $ Jonathan Lee 07. That's $ JONATHANLEE07. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this live. I love you guys for watching. You guys in the comments are the best part of these lives because you participate in the conversation as well. And I love that so much. So be sure to catch us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until then, we'll say bye for now. Y'all have a very safe and cool weekend. Stay cool out there because it's hot outside that door, depending on where you live in, because some places are a little bit chilly. But hey, y'all stay safe out there. Love you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Bye, guys.